Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
And we're rolling, Gregory.
Greg Saunders.
Wow. Hey, great.
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, 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 welcome to the Stateline Stateline Show.
You know, for some reason, every single toaster has a bread setting that will absolutely roast whatever bread is in it. My name's Greg. His name's Tom. Happy Easter, Tom.
Happy Easter, buddy. How are you?
Very well. It's the 8th day of April, the year 2023, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind. Whoa.
Congratulations. You made it.
Yeah.
We're glad that you're here.
I made it. Hey, all you got to do is just flip that little button up a little quicker and then it won't roast your toast.
That means you have to pay attention. I got things to do. I'm multitasking.
You're talking about the little knob thing that goes light, medium, dark, darker, darkest,
Yeah.
and then scorched.
What's the purpose of having a setting that will completely fry to a crisp whatever you put in that toaster?
I know people that like their toast burned. Just, burn it. Really?
Now, this might be a really, really bad piece of advice. So take this with more than just a grain of salt. Take it with a whole shaker full of salt. I have seen people take their toaster, turn it sideways on its side, and put pieces of leftover pizza in and do their pizza that way. You shouldn't have to do that anymore because you should have an air fryer now. But back before there were things called air fryers and you only had little toasters, you could turn them on their side and put pizza in them. And
I would not think there would be enough room in there because it's
depending
only
on the pizza.
It's only an inch wide anyway. And then when you get the little ridges in there on each side, it would have to be thin crust, probably,
Yeah.
that would be just weird.
You'd have to be very careful.
And then all of a sudden you got leftover breadcrumbs on your pizza. I think that would be kind of weird.
I love me some leftover pizza. I really, really do.
Okay, before you get to anything, I have one shout out as long as we're talking about pizza.
Oh,
I know
okay.
that's out of character, out of form. I ordered a pizza from Tony's Pizza on North 2nd.
Yeah.
On Thursday night. When I got home, I ate the pizza, and the first bite was heaven. It was unbelievable. Maybe I was just really hungry. Maybe I was just in that frame of mind.
You were the opposite of hangry.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know what
that's
it
not the
was,
opposite.
but it hit the spot.
Awesome.
I ate about 5 or 6 pieces of pizza, and it was an everything pizza minus mushrooms and anchovies and green peppers. My wife doesn't like green peppers. I don't know why.
Mostly everything pizza.
Not on pizza. I called them and they said, I was just in there and I got a pizza, and I got to thinking, they're probably thinking I'm going to complain. I said, I just wanted to let you know that pizza was phenomenal. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's the right place, the right time, whatever. I've always liked Tony's Pizza anyway.
Yeah.
Price is decent. The food is phenomenal. The service is good. I mean, it's just a carry out, but Tony's Pizza on North 2nd. I got nothing for saying it. I'm just simply saying it was good.
So that's why Tom's face is now on the sign out front.
That's right. And my little check that they gave me right here, no, I'm just kidding.
That's
No,
awesome.
it was, I just wanted to, it was so good.
I want to say Tony was in Winnebago. I think they were
Not the same.
not the same. Okay.
No.
There was a Tony's
Not
in Winnebago
the
for
same.
at least a point.
This is owned by a couple of brothers, Greg and Max.
Oh, okay.
Actually, my wife used to work with them a number of years ago at, I want to say, maybe Cliff Breakers or somewhere.
So really what you're saying, Tom, what you're actually really saying is there's another Greg in the Rockford area who's often called Tony, just like me.
Yeah, there you go. Wait a minute. It's not really you, is it?
No.
Oh.
I've never become a pizza master. I love pizza, but I've never become one to learn how to actually make an awesome pizza. I did work at KFC, and I can't tell you the secrets about the coating on the.
You don't need to. They're all over the internet.
Yeah, can't do that. All right, let's get a big number of the week before I forget, because I will do that if I don't do that right now. Our big number of the week current race to 10 is off and running with a tie score of 1-1. Joann has a 2-game streak going on right now and currently tied 1-1. Our big number of the week this week is 21.4 billion with a B. And the answer this week is Blockbuster or Bodyslam. Blockbuster or Bodyslam. Joanne's already logged in. She's writing down her guess on. I can see her on the screen, off screen, on my production screen here. So she's here listening in. She's heard Blockbuster or Bodyslam, and I emphasize again. I implore you, Google it. Try to find the answer. I want to know if you can Google 21.4 billion and Bodyslam and Blockbuster and actually find the answer to my big number of the week question of the week. You might be able to find it. You might, but I don't think so. I don't think you'd be able to find it just with the Google search. So, all right. There's your text. All right. I got Tom's answer right here in my text. All right. So, please put in the chat, in the chat, go ahead and put your guess. There you go. I got mine on. You're on YouTube, or you're on our Saturday Morning Stateline Show Facebook page, or on LinkedIn. Your comments will show up. Unfortunately, when I post a comment, it doesn't automatically go to LinkedIn for some reason. I'm not sure why. I'm not upset about that because YouTube and Facebook works. But comments that you make while watching our YouTube channel or our Facebook business page, which is the Saturday Morning Stateline Show page, not any of the other ones, just that one, those comments will show up on our screen as we're doing the show, and we could possibly share that on the show, which we love to do. So feel free to take advantage of that. My shout outs this week, before we get to our guest, we got a great guest to tell us all about something that Rockford is doing awesome in the awesome category. And we want to highlight her and what Rockford Promise is doing. We're going to talk about them here in a little bit. Want to remind you that April 11th, today's Saturday, 9/10. That's Monday? No, Tuesday. April 11th is a Scoopy Day at the Winnebago Culvers, and they'll be supporting the EAA, the local Experimental Aircraft Association. Our buddy Bruce Jacobson is part of that, and wanted to make sure everyone knew April 11th is Scoopy Day. Go on out there, Winnebago Culvers, and you'll be supporting getting kids and students up in airplanes and to see what it's like to be involved in the airline, just the aviation field. So that's a cool thing to do. Shout out to Kevin and Sierra. Some clients this week are with Team Sold on Tony, Keller Williams Realty Signature, who finally got a house under contract. These last few weeks, the housing market, real estate housing market, has really shifted again. We kind of took a really big deep breath, like in December and January when the interest rates went up. A lot of the buyers who had been looking for a number of weeks and months kind of went, whoa, now my interest rates are higher, and now I got to adjust the price of homes that I'm looking at, and I've already looked at this value of a home, and now I got to back it off, and that hurts. It stinks, and I get it, and I understand that.
Well, I think from what I understand, the interest rates were so doggone low for 5 years, 6 years. And if this is what you're saying, and everybody was just going crazy. And now that they're way high again, we're going to go back through another housing slump. Are we not?
Well, what happened is this, we've normalized. And honestly, if you go back to 2017, 18, and 19, where the trends were going, we're back to normal where we should be in home values, and home prices and interest rates. All that stuff has normalized now, but it seems hard and difficult because of where we were the last
because
2.5 years.
Okay, it almost sounds like an overcorrection with the interest rates, though.
It actually isn't. It just happened. It just happened faster than people. It happened faster than made people comfortable. Let's just put it that way. So we're back to normal, and now that realization has hit in this last month, homes are flying off the shelves again. If homes were on shelves, the number of homes, the homes that are priced right, are getting multiple offers within 24 to 36 hours.
Okay.
And offers that I've written here in the last few weeks have had to compete against 8, 9, 10, 35 other offers. There was one house recently that got 36 offers. 36 offers in like 48 hours.
Jeez.
So imagine being that sales agent, that listing agent, and sitting down with the seller client and saying, okay, here's our stack of offers. Offer number 1. This is what they're offering. Okay, let's put that to the side. Offer number 2. Is that better than offer number 1? Let's compare. Nope. Okay, next. Doing that 36 times.
All right. So here's a real estate question for you. You are Greg the seller, and you've got 36 or whatever it is offers. Do you take all 36 people through that house on a tour, or do you pare it down to the top 8? These are the 8 that we think are serious. These are the 8 that we would accept. Otherwise, you're going to be doing the same thing 35, 36, 38 times, whatever it is.
Are you talking about me as the buyer's agent or the seller's agent? Because there's 2 agents.
Well, I guess as the seller's agent, because then you would be the one showing the home. As the buyer, you're only going to have one, or maybe you might represent
the listing agent. Doesn't show up for showings. The listing agent isn't there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just me as a buyer's agent with my buyer client. And when I went to show that particular house, it felt like an open house because there were so many people there. It wasn't an open house. Everyone had assigned times.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it was wild. So at the seller's discretion, the seller could instruct their listing agent, hey, listing agent, I hired you for a reason and I trust you. So you can pare down these 36 offers down to what you think are the top 5. And let's look at those.
Yeah.
And that's what they might do. So it's all at the discretion of the seller.
I got you. And if those 5 don't don't pan out, then you go back to the drawing board and say, well, hey, you know what? Guess what?
You could.
We're taking 10 more or whatever.
You could do something like that. So
yeah.
Kudos to the listing agent who handled that property. She handled things really, really well. And it's always difficult to have to tell people there's 36 offers. There's only going to be one winner. There's 35 disappointed agents and buyers who have to keep shopping. And she wrote a really nice Facebook post about how that is real estate sometimes and is real estate right now in some instances. So anyway, all that to say, kudos. Sierra and Kevin got their house under contract yesterday. They're very, very excited. And that's very excited for them. I also went down to Rochelle and showed a house this week and talked with some new shoppers who they would not understand that I'm there to counsel them. I'm not there to sell them a house. I'm there to counsel them and be someone who can consult them in the process, which is right now a very trying thing to do in the buy side. And they were like, oh, there's no way we would ever pay more than asking price for a house. And as soon as they said that, I knew that they should not be shopping for a house right now. And I tried one last time to kind of convince them of what market they're walking into, and they weren't having it. So needless to say, I won't be showing them houses anymore. They can waste their time and some other agent's time, because that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to find a house that they love, that's priced right, and thinking, oh, they want $150 for this house. Here's our offer. $150 will close in 7 weeks. Okay, put yourself in the seller's shoes now, and you received 8 offers. One says $150 will close in 7 weeks.
And one of those offers,
the other says $155
and one of those
cash.
offers is $175.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And one's $175, and they can close in 5 weeks. There's terms. There's not just price. There's terms.
Yeah.
And they'll have to learn the hard way. And I tried my best to consult them. And thankfully, unlike Sierra and Kevin, who actually sat down with me for a strategy session, we spent an hour together going over things, so they knew what they were getting into. They knew this was coming when it happened. We've already lost out on like 3 houses. So that it was the 4th time was the charm for them. Other quick shout outs really quick. Want to say kudos to GTTN, the Growing Together Through Networking group. We had an event at Barnstormers last night. If you haven't been out to Barnstormers, the distillery on Route 2 on your way out to Byron, really, really cool spot up there. They're building something really special. It's already special, and it's going to be even more special when they get their event space, their bigger event space built. Take an opportunity to go out to Barnstormers at some point, see what they're doing. It's really, really cool. Easter's tomorrow. Happy Easter, everybody. He is risen. It's tomorrow. And happy birthday to my oldest grandson, Titus, who will be 9 tomorrow. 9 years old on Easter. That's pretty special, too. So,
oh, that is cool. Yeah.
we celebrated his birthday when we went out to Austin a couple weeks ago during my wife's spring break. So very, very happy for Titus. And I wanted to talk a little bit Cubs Brewers, but we'll do that later in the show because we got to bring our guest in now. I promised her we wouldn't be going too awful long. And here we are already going awful long. So Kaylene Groh is, I believe her title is Executive Director of Rockford Promise. And she'll correct me if I'm wrong. Good morning, Kaylene. How are you?
Good morning. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. And did I get that right? Are you the executive director of Rockford Promise?
Yes, that is correct.
And for the uninitiated, which pretty much includes me and Tom, what is Rockford Promise? Tell us what it is.
Sure. Rockford Promise is a local nonprofit, and we're really trying to tackle educational attainment in our community. We started back in 2006, 2007 out of a community conversation around educational attainment. Here locally, we only have around 2 out of 10 residents that have a bachelor's degree. And when you look at state or national statistics, that's double. You're looking at more like 4 out of 10 residents that have college degrees. So, that may not sound significant off the cuff, but when you start looking at becoming a city and a community of choice, there's a couple of things that people are looking for and businesses are looking for when they consider where to locate. And, some of those things are having a local, educated, talented workforce ready to go. So that really started us off back in 2006, 2007. How could we create that culture of college attainment here locally?
Okay. I think I remember seeing that report too that was talking about how some of the metro city markets around the United States have 60 and 70% of college graduates in them. And obviously they're doing quite well economically, whereas here in Rockford, we are, like you said, about 20%. And we've got a ways to go to catch up. So that's led to some creative ways to help this process along. And that is what Rockford Promise is all about. I can think that's all about. And what is, I guess, the stated goal of Rockford Promise and how do you guys do that?
Sure. Yeah. So like I was saying, we're here to increase the educational attainment in our community. And we do that through a couple of different ways. So we work with our local public school students. As we were looking at our community and where we could make the biggest impact, really our public schools stood out historically. I'm sure it's no secret we've had some challenges within our school district. And then if you look at our school population, certainly they have the largest amount of students. They have about 27,000 from pre-K through high school. So a lot of students there. And then just looking at the demographics of who attends our public schools, typically, it's 2/3 low income. It's about 2/3 also students of color. Those are historically underserved populations, and college attainment levels tend to be lower in those populations as well. So how can we as a community come alongside those students and those families in our community to really empower them to achieve a college degree if that's what they want to do for their future? And it just gives them so much more access to career enhancing degrees and opportunities.
And you've seen some success in that already. Some students that have gone on to colleges. Do they have to attend a certain college? How does that? What is the goal there?
Yeah. So currently we have agreements with Rock Valley College, Rockford University, and Northern Illinois University. And we have offered over 381 scholarship opportunities for students since 2016. And kind of how that works is we offer full tuition guarantees. So as long as they're in the program in good standing, achieving the GPAs that they need to during their college time, then we say, you know what, you don't have to worry about the tuition, the educational costs of that. That is guaranteed during your time at college.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I've looked at your Facebook page a little bit, and the it's almost like the baseball card things that you've done with some of the students with their stats and stuff that have been able to take advantage of this program, and some who are just starting, and their excitement about getting involved in college and going to college next year. I know you personally probably could pull out a few stories here and there that have stood out to you. I'm not going to ask you for your favorite, because that would be unfair, but is there a story that stands out to you that you're like, you know what, here's like one of the early on success stories that really made me realize, boom, we're doing this right. This is good.
Yeah. Certainly, when we started, we looked at the economic development opportunities for our community. But to your point, it's really those stories of specific students, specific families, who live here locally. They're part of our community. Those are the ones that really have impact on all of us as we move forward day to day. We started doing full tuition scholarships back in 2016, and we started out small. We only had about 5 students that first year.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so now we have, 271 students in college across 3 campuses. But one of the stories that really stands out, is Chanel Black. She, a single young mom, and, certainly there were all sorts of challenges trying to go to school, trying to stay in school during that time. And she was at Rockford University, and she just had so much support around her. She had mentorship, both through Rockford Promise. We really try to wrap our students around with, local support, as well as, Rockford University. They do such a phenomenal job supporting students on their side as well. And so she not only got through college, but she graduated, and now she's touring nationally. She's doing, Legally Blonde and some other musicals. Just an absolutely talented young woman.
That's cool. Yeah. So she went to Rockford University in the arts program there then?
Yeah, correct.
That's awesome. Well, the event that you have coming up May 1st is at the Coronado Theater. Hello.
Yes. What's so excited. We're so excited about this event. We call it Promising Futures, as you can see there. And really, it's just a celebration of this college going culture that we're trying to build here in our community. It's all the pieces, right? It takes a whole community to get students to and through college, and then also to get them back. So we just want to take a moment to celebrate that. It's all about our students. Like, if you want a super inspiring moment to just hear students, hear what they're, facing here locally, and how they're overcoming that and being empowered to go to college and get through college, absolutely come join us. So it will be highlighting all of our new students who will be starting college this fall, as well as highlighting some of our new graduates who will be graduating from college. So, there's 2 sides to it, right? It's all the students going to college, and then all those that are graduating. We have 58 students who have graduated from college so far in our program, and we're looking to add some more again this year. So we're so excited to celebrate them.
Is there ever a scenario where you'll branch out to like an NIU or a Wisconsin or something like that? Or is it specifically just for local?
Yeah, we're absolutely interested in branching out to other colleges and universities. Really, it's about what our students need, and, understanding from them what they're looking for. We've certainly tried to prioritize local partners because, they're employers and they're good partners within the community. So we absolutely want to stay committed to those local partners as well. But we also know that, according to the students' needs, we may have to branch out from time to time as well.
The success that you've already generated, I would think Illinois State University, the U of I, should be knocking on your door. They should be calling you guys and saying, hey, why don't you send us a couple of students so we can be a part of this success story that you guys are writing down on Rockford.
So, Rockford University, for example, it's a 4-year institution, as we all know, and we've had a 92% graduation rate, which is just phenomenal. So since 2016, we've had a 92% graduation rate there. Rock Valley College, we're 3 times the national average. Our students are graduating at 3 times. And then, at NIU, we don't have graduates yet. That's a newer program for us. So our oldest students are sophomores. But with over 4,000 credit hours already under their belt, they're achieving a 3.04 GPA across the board. I don't know what your GPA was like, but I think that's pretty phenomenal.
All I know is that C's get degrees. That's all I know. So,
in all of the years of applying for jobs or anything, no one has ever asked me, well, what was your GPA in college? No one really cares.
Did you show up? Did you do the work? That's what they want to
Right.
know. Think about it. That's the number one thing in employment right now is, will this employee show up and will they give the effort that they say they're going to give? That's it. That's what it boils down to. And obviously college learning something is important too. And these students are getting the opportunity to grow. Rock Valley College, I still think, even in the Rockford region, after all these years and seeing all the success and the championships and stuff, I still don't think we understand just how wonderful a resource we have in Rock Valley College in the Rock River Valley region here. So really, really proud of that institution and what they are doing for us locally, not just for the kids, but for adult education and stuff like that. And Starlight Theater, of course, which I keep bragging on, not just because I'm a part of it, but you mentioned the student, that was touring with Legally Blonde right now. She was actually in a play with my daughter last fall. She played Janet in Rocky Horror, and my daughter was the understudy for that show. So she got to know her a little bit. Very, very cool. Very, very fun.
Rock Valley is nationally recognized in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
NIU loves Rock Valley students. It's like this partnership. And I know that for a fact. And so Rock Valley is such a wonderful school.
Yeah, they are without a doubt a phenomenal partner. We're so glad to be able to send students there. And I think the really unique thing that they bring to the conversation is students can get certifications there too. Typically we think about degrees and associate's degrees and that sort of thing, but just all the options that they offer for certifications, whether that's to become a CNA or, doing some, mechanical or automotive repair, just phenomenal offerings from that
Nice.
location.
Yeah.
Well, 2 things before we let you go, Kaylene. First off, you personally, did you grow up in Rockford? What is your background?
Sure. I did not grow up here. So
Me neither.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're around. I grew up in Southeast Wisconsin. I fell in love with a girl from Loves Park. Here I am. So
similar story. I fell in love with a Rockford boy. So 18 years later, here I am. This is the place we've chosen to live and to stay. It's the place where we've chosen to raise our kids, and we just think this community has so much to offer.
So where did you grow up then? Where are you from?
I am a Midwest girl, so I grew up in Kansas on a farm. All the cliches about Kansas. So grew up on a farm.
Love it.
One thing I've never done. I've never milked a cow.
Well, you are missing out.
I don't think I am. Never plowed a field. I've never even been on a horse.
What?
I really am. You're right. I really am missing out.
You are so sheltered.
Yeah. Oh, I think I'm a little too old for it now. My bones are a little creaky. I don't think I can now.
Never too old.
Okay,
Once upon a time, I could have helped you with both of those things, but my dad's cousins who had farms up in Black River Falls, Melrose area of Wisconsin, they no longer have cows. They no longer have houses there. They were into logging until they retired. So they were into the tree business.
I'm the only lifelong Rockfordian, although I did live in Wisconsin for 3 years. So
yeah.
We moved up there a number of years ago. Then we came back. We missed it, I guess.
And as a parting question, I guess, Kaylene, is there anything we did not ask you about that you want to make sure we talk about today? Other than, obviously, we did talk about the May 1st event, Coronado Theater. Oh, do they need reservations to be attending this?
Sure. It is a free event, but if you could go online and RSVP, that just helps us plan for the appropriate amount of people and all of that. As to something I'd love to point out, certainly we work to get students to and through college. Our volunteers are absolutely amazing and so key to all of our success. that I mentioned previously. It's those community volunteers that really put the time in it and make our program and our students a success. And then the other piece that we're certainly looking into is not only getting students to and through college, but how can we get them back here into our community? So that's a piece that we're starting to tackle more and more. We certainly can't require anyone to move here as much as we love this community, but what are some ways that we can just make it a really great place for them to land? So one of the things that we've started here recently is offering, working with local businesses to offer internships. Statistically, students, 70% of students who have an internship end up working at those employers that they interned with. So that's just a really amazing statistic to think about. What if we could get 70% of our students back here in our community, alleviating some of those, local employment needs and really strengthening our local business community.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Well, I'm so thrilled that we had you on today. And I hope we'll have you on again to promote whatever next event you guys are up to, because we definitely want to make sure the students are aware, parents are aware of what Rockford Promise offers and is doing for our community. So thank you so much for investing your time and efforts into this program and to enlightening us about it here this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. This was great.
You are very welcome.
Thanks. You too. Happy Easter.
Thank you. Kaylene Groh from Rockford Promise. And some shout outs this morning from Diane, who says 25 more years before Titus celebrates Easter again. Oh, that
is really interesting. Thanks for doing that, Diane, because I was thinking about it, because my wife's birthday is April 4th. And last year, I think it was either last year or the year before, her birthday was on Easter. I'm pretty sure it was last year. And so I don't know, what does that mean?
His birthday will actually fall on Easter again in 25 years.
Yeah. And then I don't know when my wife's is probably the same thing. I don't know.
Choice and opportunity.
Really, and then
commenting on the Rockford Promise thing. Thank you for that, Diane. And of course, John chiming in.
Yeah, I really don't have any desire to milk a cow. Sorry. Maybe ride a horse. No, I don't really want to milk a cow.
All right. That's fine. Joann is standing by over at PAWS Humane Society.
Good morning. I want to just say before I forget, my son was actually born on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday.
They were able to announce it I worked at a church school at the time, and they announced it during the Easter Sunday services.
Oh, that is awesome. So what is his birthday? What day?
April 15th. So
wow, that's
I think it can be a little later.
16th, that is about the latest it can be, I think.
16th, I think, is the latest. No, I think it's 2 weeks into April.
Well, it's something to do with the moon equinox.
Right. It's about the moon cycle. And so instead of he is risen, they yelled out, he is crying. Is that what he is crowning?
He was born early in the morning, and I told everyone I was having a son. And that was before you did the test. Someone had given me a pink outfit for a baby shower. And I said, well, that's not going to work. I'm having a little boy. And they said, oh, yeah, Joann, and when's he going to be born? I said, Easter Sunday. And I called my mom to report the birth. She said, okay, Joann, funny. And how are you? So no one believed me.
No one believed you, but it was true.
Well, my son's birthday is April 1st. And when I called everybody, hey, we just had a son. No. She wasn't even due yet,
Bring the farm, Tom.
Let's take a look around and see what's going on around Rockford.
We brought a pig once to the studio.
We did bring a pig once to the studio.
I remember that. I remember
Fifi.
Fifi the pig.
I remember the pig. Fifi
was temporarily famous, and she was also not so temporarily huge. She got so big.
Yeah, she did get big.
That was so phenomenal. Cool. I love that. Fifi came up to me and I was petting her. And
all right, real quick, let's take a look around. Let's see if I can do this on this full screen. This works sometimes, and let's see if it looks okay today. Yeah, it looks all right. There we go. Rockford Card Show is happening today at the IBEW banquet facility on Mill Road. If you know where Chipotle is on Perryville, It's just north of there on Mill Road. Yeah, so that area of Perryville, just south of State. Vintage, modern, Pokemon, non-sports, high-end, bargain boxes, baseball, football, basketball, all kinds of cards. It's a big, huge Rockford card show from 9 to 3 today. Free admission, free parking. Even if you're not buying, selling, or trading, just checking out the really cool cards might be a fun thing to do. Bunny Bash Skate and Play is happening today at Carlson Ice Arena. From 1 to 3, public ice skating session. That'll cost you a little bit of money. I believe it's $10 per person. Carlson Ice Arena is on North Perryville Road. 1 to 3 for the skating. 10 to 5 for Sephora Play World will be open. You know, the weather's going to be really nice today, so I'm not sure how many people are going to want to play indoors, but if you want to, there you go. There's an opportunity. Egg Spot Family Scavenger Hunt is at Edgebrook today. Edgebrook on North Alpine Road, doing something special for the first time this year and hope to do it every year thereafter. Egg Spot Family Scavenger Hunt. You start by picking up your map at the Norm's Piggy Pen next to Cora Physical Therapy. And then you hunt down all the special eggs at the participating merchants and match the special egg pattern on your map. You can register to win special basket of goodies as well, parents. So this is not just for the kids, it's for you too. Extravaganza at Burpee Museum of Natural History is going on today. This will cost a fee to get into, but it looks like a whole lot of fun. Egg experiments, fun booths, and an egg hunt. That's at Burpee Museum between 10 and 4 on North Main Street in Rockford. The helicopter egg drop. They already did one last night. They're doing another one today and another one tomorrow. This is at City First Church, Spring Creek Road in Rockford. Big time Easter celebration. This was a whole lot of fun when they did it the first few times, and then they didn't do it during a couple of COVID years, but now they're back dropping eggs from a hovering helicopter out of the football field at Christian Life Schools right there at City First Church, corner of Spring Creek and Mulford Roads. That is tonight at 5 and tomorrow at 1. And the Rockford Ice Hogs, they play Milwaukee tonight at the BMO. Their season is almost done. So if you haven't caught an Ice Hogs game tonight, one of your last chances, or maybe your last chance to catch the Ice Hogs in action at the BMO. Save this date, by the way. Exactly 1 year from today, April the 8th, 2024, a total solar eclipse over North America. It'll be the first total solar eclipse since 2017, and it will be the last one for another 20 years. Total solar eclipse, April 8th, 2024, 1 year from today.
All right, I have a question. We have a total solar eclipse. Let's say it happens at 3 in the afternoon. Does it get dark like night? And I don't mean dark like, 7 o'clock at night when it's dusk and it looks, or when there's a thunderstorm coming and it gets really dark and it's like, oh my God, it looks like it's 9 o'clock at night. If it's a total solar eclipse, it means the sun is completely blocked out like it is at night when we go to sleep. Will it be
for like about a minute? For like about a minute or so, it's like totally dark. It's it'll be cool. I can't remember the year we last had one like that, but I do remember standing outside like, wow, it's like completely dark.
Well, my wife just peeked her head in here and she said, yes, it will. So I'm interested. This is going to be very interesting.
Let's plan on it.
Okay.
April 8th, 2024. Here's some good news for PAWS Humane Society. This is a sales pitch for you guys right now. Children who live with cats and dogs are less likely to develop food allergies.
Food allergies, huh?
A Japanese study of more than 66,000 preschoolers found that kids that grew up around indoor dogs reported fewer egg, milk, and nut allergies, and kids that grew up with indoor cats had fewer egg, wheat, and soybean allergies. These benefits don't extend to all furry friends. Children exposed to hamsters actually had a greater incidence of nut allergies. Odd thing there, but
interesting.
And a reminder too that rabbits do not lay eggs. A survey of Google a few years back revealed the phrases "Do bunnies lay eggs?" and "Do rabbits lay eggs?" They get thousands
bring
of
eggs.
searches. They bring eggs. They don't lay eggs. And
They lay
yeah.
Cadbury eggs,
and
right?
like Joann will tell you, they do not make really great pets unless you know what you're doing.
This is true.
So-
I was going to bring the rabbit today, but decided not to. It's
Nice.
usually my Easter tradition.
Diane's reminding us the eclipse going back over southern Illinois, Carbondale area, just like in 2017. Yeah, 2017. That's when the last total eclipse was. It got so dark. It was like, wow, this is amazing. I loved it. That was really cool. Awesome. The nation's hottest job market. Can you guess what city has the nation's hottest job market right now? I'll give you some of the other top indications here. The top cities: Jacksonville, Florida, Las Vegas, Orlando, Austin, New Orleans. But the number one hottest job market is Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh yeah,
According to the Wall Street Journal annual ranking of job markets, being driven by surging hospitality economy, the market for tourism is huge in those cities, and that's what's leading to a huge hiring boom, especially in those cities right now. So if you're having trouble finding work and you can handle working in the hospitality industry, those are the cities you want to be in right now: Nashville, Austin, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Orlando, New Orleans, all looking for workers. This didn't end up as our big number of the week this week, but it was a big number. Women's college basketball final between LSU and Iowa. The most watched women's college basketball game in history by far.
11 million
ESPN
people,
reports
right?
an average of 9.9 million viewers. I think at one point, maybe it was at 11 million, but the average worked out to 9.9 million. A bigger audience than any Major League Soccer game ever. A bigger audience than the 2021 NBA Finals drew, which was a COVID year goofy thing anyway. It was, yeah.
Well, that was in the bubble.
And a
yeah,
bigger
like this
audience than the
Miami.
2023 Sugar Bowl, not the Super Bowl, but the Sugar Bowl, College Sugar Bowl, according to Front Office Sports. So it was huge. Unfortunately, forget the other drama. The reffing in that game was really bad, and it probably turned off a lot of future women's sports viewers because of just how bad the officiating was in the game.
I normally watch the game, but because it was on Sunday night, I didn't see it. I cannot remember what I was doing, but I wasn't home, and so therefore I didn't get to see it. I would have been livid with the officiating because I've been watching sports all my life. And when I see sports, it reminds me of the 72 Olympics. It reminds me of 2005, Illinois, North Carolina. They lost 75-70 to North Carolina, and they should have won the game. It was the worst reffing job I've seen ever. Even worse.
The good news with all of this is the stars of that game are going to be back next year. They were juniors. And
yeah, Kaylene Clark is
especially
the gal from Iowa.
She's an amazing basketball player.
Yep.
So hopefully that'll draw some audience back next season and get a little more exposure hopefully on broadcast TV, not just ESPN. Put it on ABC. Put it on a channel everybody has and can get. We'll see how that goes. Only two countries in the world, guys, where Coca-Cola does not exist. Can you guess which two countries where you cannot get a Coca-Cola? I'll give you a hint. Communism.
Oh boy.
Russia?
Nope.
Well,
Russia
is what I was going to say. It cannot be China.
Coca-Cola's in China.
It's not China. I know it is because my foreign exchange student, his mom was a marketing director for Chinese Coca-Cola.
One country's really close to us.
North Vietnam.
South Korea?
You're close. It's North Korea. North
I'm not
Korea,
North Korea. North Korea. is
North
what I
Korea,
meant.
and Cuba. You can't get a Coca-Cola in
Korea.
Cuba.
Hmm.
How wild is that?
There you go.
And speaking of beverages, there was a derailed train in Montana this week that dumped loads of Coors Light and Blue Moon into the Clark Fork River. So if you see a bunch of really happy fish, that's why.
Wow.
Why did they do it?
No,
Or
the
something?
train derailed right next to the river, and it was loaded with beer.
Oh, I'm
It was
sorry. I
loaded
missed
with
that.
It was filled with
I missed
Coors
that,
Light
I'm sorry.
and Blue Moon, and a lot of them busted open and dumped into the river. So I'm sure that's a whole lot less toxic than what happened earlier this year. So
Yeah, it's a whole new meaning to the term Yellow
That's
River,
right.
right?
all right, so there you go. That's our randoms and events around Rockford for this week, and we want to thank our friends at Ultrarize for unofficially sponsoring our Saturday morning Stateline show SMS info. Ultrarize is the app that enables volunteers to track and verify and maintain their own community service data for a lifetime. Check out Ultrarize. Tell a better story. Live a better life. We got to have Nicole back on the show here soon to get us an update on what's going on with the Ultrarize app, and I'm sure we will do that. In fact, I do think I have her on the schedule coming up. So, anywho, that's our randoms for this week. Did I miss anything you guys want to add before we take a look around PAWS?
No, I don't know. The Aaron Rodgers watch. We were talking about it in pregame warm up.
How many days?
What is this, like day 75? I don't know what it is. It could be 38. It could be 112. But this whole Aaron Rodgers
He's
thing,
still a
he's
Packer.
still a Packer. Now and I think it's a bad move to wait until after the draft.
I do too.
Because you don't know what draft picks you're going to get, and now you're going to have to wait until the following year to use those draft picks. And then the Jets may land who they want, and now they're going to be a lot less interested in Aaron Rodgers. Or in what if a quarterback comes at like the 15th or 18th pick or wherever they are, and they decide, you know what, let's go ahead and do that. Let's take it, and then we don't have to worry about Aaron Rodgers. We don't have to worry about giving up a number one.
I don't. Yeah,
Packers
I don't see
screwed.
that happening. I do see them finalizing this trade before the draft, and I hope
so.
honestly, all I hope is that they get like maybe a second and a fourth round this year, and maybe a conditional second next year, and be done.
I would be okay with that.
Be done.
I'd be okay with that because Aaron Rodgers is 38. He'll be 39 in December of next year. So theoretically, toward the end of the season and possibly into the playoffs, if the Jets make it, 39, you're going to give up, some high draft choices for a 39-year-old who did not have his best year.
I was reminded,
and who's a bona fide prima donna.
And there's a whole lot of similarities to Brett Favre, but he doesn't love the game as much as Brett Favre loved the game. Brett
I agree
loved
with
the
that.
game more.
I agree.
And Brett had the Jets on the precipice of having an awesome season before he got slightly injured near the end of the season. He was with them, and they just barely missed out on the playoffs that year because of his injury. They were like 10-6 or 11-5 or something, and they still didn't get in the playoffs because they're in the AFC East with the Patriots, and it was So, anywho, let's just hopefully be done with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers here soon before the draft. That would be nice. But still, we say, go Pack, go, go Pack, go, go Pack, go.
Well, I'm absolutely curious to see what Jordan Love can do. I really think with the monkey off his back, with no Aaron Rodgers looking over his shoulder, nobody in the media saying, "Well, you're replacing a legend." Well, Aaron Rodgers replaced a legend. That's right.
He did all right.
It worked out pretty well. So,
and before we tour PAWS, you want to start touring PAWS? Are you ready, Joann?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I don't know. The next Saturday, I'm looking at calendar, would be the 15th, which is my son's birthday, which we already mentioned once. We're having yoga with puppies.
It's sold out. I saw it's already sold out.
Well, I still can mention it.
You can mention it, but yeah, better luck next time. You got to get on these things because people love this. So
Yes, and
Yeah.
it is a fun. I think we're having 7 or 8 puppies there. Not all from PAWS. Noah's Ark is helping us out. I'm not seeing this very good.
it's a little
Kind of
fuzzy.
boring.
It'll have to refocus. There we go. Now we got it. Good job.
Yeah,
How
I
do you like-
didn't.
How do you like this screen, Tom? This is kind of a cool screen. Hey.
Kind of sleepy
Yeah, I like it.
cats. We're just beginning April, so
1, 2, 3, 4 cats. 1, 2, 3 dogs.
Kind
7
of-
adoptions.
and I wanted to say Butters was adopted by now I can't think of his name. The big
After-
guy at what?
After today, there's going to be like 3 more names on that board, so you're going to be doing just fine.
No. From where the radio station. The manager of the radio station, Joe Dredge, his girlfriend adopted Butters.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
He called me and wanted to know if I would like help out. I said, no. There's a black cat, a little tuxedo cat that came looking. There's a pretty cat in the back. She says, I'm shy. What's her name? Lena.
Comfy blanket back there. So hey, no worries.
Little white calico. It's like, what are you looking at me? And of course, we have the ones in the way back. I don't know if you can see them. The orange ones have been here a long time. They're trying to get a bunch of them. I think 3 of them, if someone would adopt, because they're so attached to each other, that maybe someone would adopt them together. Someone who doesn't already have 3 cats. Quiet. We do have kittens that are starting to appear, unfortunately. Whoops. I'm looking the wrong way. Benny. Oh, I can't say. Yes.
That's what I was.
Yeah, we can. I thought we couldn't sing songs on the radio.
Benny and the Jets.
You guys, I thought we couldn't sing songs on the radio.
We just can't sing them well. If we sing them well, then we'll get flagged.
So as long as that's about it, we're kind of low right now. No, this was the black pair. They're a beautiful cat.
Yeah.
That is espresso. And think of your coffee as you drink her.
Look at that. That's so adorable.
So that's our tour for today.
All right. That's a good day at PAWS right there.
My candy bucket.
Kind of quiet.
And as always,
Happy
if you have any
Halloween.
questions about the pets at PAWS Humane
Sorry.
Society, call them. 815-299-PAWS. 815-299-7297 or visit their awesome website, pawshs.org. Lots of photos and information on the website, pawshs.org. Awesome. You know, every once in a while, our show just times out really, really well. Look at that. It's 52 after the hour. We can do our big number and call it a day.
Hey.
And
And I looked it up on Google, and Easter can be as late as April 24th.
Oh my, we were way off. Okay. The latest Easter is April 24th. And the earliest is like March.
March
or something like that. So,
But I just remember with being a teacher, how late we could have. I don't know. So I looked it up, Tom. I Googled it.
thank you, Joann. Now it's awesome.
Because
All
I
right,
thought
very good.
it was later than my son's birthday some years.
Let's do this. Big number of the week. Makes
Can't remember past that.
Our big number of the week this week is 21.4 billion. And the answer is Blockbuster or Bodyslam. There's got to be good stories behind both of those words, right? Blockbuster or Bodyslam. You've already told me your answers, but tell me again. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't remember. Oh, Bodyslam.
Tom went with the Bodyslam, and Joann went with the Blockbuster. Okay, so let's get this squared away before I go forward, because if I don't do this now, I'll forget. So let's edit this. Someone's going to get a point. Who's it going to be? Blockbuster, Blockbuster used to sell videos and rent videos. We all remember. We were old enough to remember those days. Mm-hmm. Our kids, not so much. Maybe a little bit. Did you know that in the year 2000, Blockbuster had a chance to buy Netflix for $50 million? That's right. Netflix said, hey, Blockbuster, you are the established video company in the world. Why don't you buy us? We'll sell to you for $50 million. And the CEO of Blockbuster said, nah, we don't want you. We're the king, and we'll always be the king. They were completely wrong. $50 million. What's Netflix worth today? Billions and billions of dollars. Not 21.4 though. The UFC and the WWE are merging. And when they merge, there'll be a $21.4 billion body slamming company, my friends. The new entertainment giant UFC's YouTube following, just the UFC's YouTube following, is more than the National Football Leagues and the Major League Baseballs combined. And
wow, you made up
it's body slamming. WWE. WWE has 6 times as many subscribers as UFC does. That's how big they are. Now, granted, you can get a lot of NFL and MLB coverage on your normal channels and sports channels and such. So you might not feel as compelled to subscribe to their YouTube channel. I get that argument. I completely understand. However, UFC is bigger than NFL and MLB combined on YouTube. And the WWE is 6 times even bigger than that. That's how huge they are.
What is the E?
Well, it's entertainment now. It used to be the World Wrestling Federation, but there's a WWF.
Well, that's why I was asking, because we had a trivia question the other night. What is the F in WWF?
They had to change it.
So WWF
because of the Wildlife Foundation, World Wildlife Foundation. And they said, yeah, why are we calling it? Why are you calling World Wrestling Federation? There's 2 big WWF worldwide things out there. One of us has to change. It's not going to be us. We're older than you. So they changed it to WWE, and they did just fine. So anyway, before we go, I'm going to share one more screen really quick, because on this screen, check this out. This is the Rockford Promise website. And you see this wonderful picture, right? Changing lives, transforming our region. And here's what they did as you scroll down. Look at all the kids that have been affected by this wonderful organization. So many Rockford faces. These kids got scholarships and went to college. So kudos again to Rockford Promise. Check out their website, Rockford Promise. Changing lives, transforming our region, and even though it's free, you still need to get a ticket to attend the May 1st event at Coronado Theater, 6 to 8 p.m., celebrating college, career, and community. Rockford Promise presents Promising Futures May the 1st. It'll be a full house, and it'll be a wonderful celebration of what all those faces did that you just saw on their website. So there you go. Any final thoughts?
Well, your Brewers are
my Brewers.
Cubs are 3-3. By the way, the Brewers' only loss was to the Cubs. For any of you out there who thinks, yes, I'm a Cub fan, and I'm very loyal. I'll probably never not be a Cub fan, but I am very, very disgusted with the Cubs. Mostly, I'm disgusted with the Marquee Network. Well, the Ricketts and the Marquee Network. You know, I haven't seen a Cub game in 3 years, other than going to somewhere like a Buffalo Wild Wings to watch them with a buddy of mine. Other than watching a random game here and there, like doing trivia or whatever. But my buddy called me one night. This was 2 years ago. One afternoon, he said, "Hey, Cubs are on MLB TV." I said, "Really?" And I hadn't been able to see Cub games for about a year. So it's been almost 3 years now. And I said, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll watch them." It was the beginning of the season. They were offering up 10 days worth for free to get people to get MLB TV. I turned it on, and it was, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It's completely free on MLB TV, but the Marquee Network and the Cubs organization blacked it out because they're for some reason in the Chicago market, whatever.
I might be wrong, but I might have a hack for you. Okay, I might be wrong, but let me throw this out there for those of you who don't subscribe to Marquee Network but want to watch the Cubs games live. When you go to Sports Clips, they play the Marquee Network on their TV screens. So make an appointment to go get your hair cut at Sports Clips, and then when you get there and you sit there waiting for your haircut, when they call your name, say, "Oh, you know what? This guy can go ahead of me. Go ahead." And then when you get to the ninth inning or whatever, and the game's pretty much done, won or lost, you can be like, "Oh, you know what? I can't get a haircut today. I got to go somewhere else." And then you can just leave.
I think Tom's letting you know he doesn't need a haircut.
Well, make sure you wear a hat. Then they won't know that you don't need a haircut.
Okay.
Anyway, all right.
Well, it's the aggravating. One other thing, I tried to do it on ESPN. It was an ESPN Monday night game or Sunday night baseball or whatever. Blacked out again.
Regional blacked out.
Put my arms up in the air and say, "I'm done. I'm done."
It stinks. It stinks.
Ridiculous.
Well, Tom is a Cubs first, Brewers second fan. I'm a Brewers first, Cubs second fan. I'm a fan of the Cubs too.
Behind that because I don't hate the Brewers. I used to root for the Brewers when they were in the American League. I watched a lot of Brewers games because I used to get them on my satellite when I had Dish Network.
The Brew Crew lost opening day. They didn't score a run. The second game my wife and I went to, it was cold. It was really cold in Chicago that day.
That's right. It was in Chicago. Yeah.
But the Brewers won, what was it? A 4-1. I think it was a low scoring game, but they won and they haven't lost since. They're 6-1. They're looking good. Their rookies are playing just way above what they were expected to be able to perform. So
and you got
Brewers are excited.
Coach. Greg Council's still the coach, right? Greg Council.
Yes, and they've switched to a speed. They recruited and brought up speed players, and these players, even though they brought them up for speed, are hitting home runs. It's crazy. So
that is awesome.
Watch those Brewers, and remember, happy Easter. And you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Thank you, Joann. Thank you, Tom.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kaylene Groh from Rockford Promise.